Welcome to our technical analysis of Flagstar Bank, National Association FLG. Today we'll break down the latest price action and what it means for traders and investors. FLG closed at $11.81, up 2.21% from the previous session, showing a modest daily gain. However, trading volume was just over 3.3 million shares, noticeably below the 3-month average of 5.3 million. This hints at moderate market participation, which can sometimes limit the strength of price moves. Over the past 3 months, FLG's price has ranged from $11.14 to $13, with some notable volume spikes on specific dates. Currently, the stock sits in the upper half of its 52-week range, suggesting some underlying strength. Let's look at the key historical metrics for FLG over the last 3 months. There have been 64 trading days, with prices fluctuating between $11.14 and $13. The average daily volume stands at 5.3 million shares, but the highest volume day saw nearly 9.9 million shares traded. The last daily return was a positive 2.21%, and price volatility, measured by standard deviation, has been moderate at 0.492. These numbers set the stage for understanding how FLG has behaved recently and help us gauge the significance of current movements. Moving averages are a key tool for technical traders. For FLG, short-term simple moving averages, SMA5 and SMA10, are both below the current price, signaling bullish momentum in the near term. The price is also above the 20-day average but remains below the 50-day, hinting at possible consolidation or a mild pullback in the medium term. Long-term averages are mostly below or near the current price, reflecting a neutral to slightly bullish longer-term trend. Exponential moving averages EMAs tell a similar story, with short-term EMAs below the price and long-term EMAs close to it, suggesting equilibrium in the broader trend. Bollinger Bands provide insight into price volatility and potential breakouts. FLG's current price is above the middle band but below the upper band, indicating upward movement within a relatively tight range. The narrow width of the band suggests low volatility, which often precedes a breakout. If volatility increases, traders should watch for a decisive move outside the bands. For now, the price is in the upper half of the band, showing mild bullish expansion but also signaling caution due to the potential for a volatility squeeze. MACD indicator is showing a bullish crossover, with the MACD line above the signal line and a positive histogram. This suggests emerging bullish momentum in the short term. However, the overall MACD value remains negative, reflecting a recent corrective phase. Other momentum indicators like Momentum 10 and Momentum 20 are positive, confirming recent upward pressure. Yet, longer-term indicators such as ROC and TRIX remain negative, highlighting mixed signals for the stock's longer-term direction. The takeaway: short-term momentum is positive, but the longer-term trend is still uncertain. Relative Strength Index (RSI) for FLG is hovering around 51, which is considered neutral, neither overbought nor oversold. However, the stock RSI-K is at 100, indicating the stock is overbought in the very short term. This could signal a potential pullback or at least a pause in the current uptrend. The stochastic oscillator also shows short-term bullishness, but longer-term readings are more neutral, suggesting that while there's recent strength, it may not be sustainable without further buying pressure. Volume indicators paint a picture of weak accumulation for FLG. The VWAP is well above the current price, and negative values for OBV and AD suggest distribution pressure, meaning sellers are dominating despite the price gain. Money Flow Index (MFI) is neutral low, and both volume ratio and relative volume are below average. This lack of strong buying interest could limit further upside unless new catalysts emerge. Traders should be cautious, as low volume often means less conviction behind price moves. Trend indicators show that FLG is in a weak trend environment. The ADX is low, and while there's a slight bullish edge, the overall trend is neutral with remnants of a recent downtrend. Linear regression analysis reveals a flat to slightly declining trend, with the current price just below the predicted value. The low R-squared value means the trend fit is weak, reinforcing the idea that FLG is currently range-bound and lacking strong directional conviction. Sum up: FLG shows short-term bullish signals, including a daily gain, price above short-term moving averages, and a positive MACD histogram. However, overbought warnings from stock RSI and weak volume flows suggest caution. Key support levels are at $11.65 and $11.69, with resistance at $12.01 and $12.24. Trend remains neutral and weak, so sustainability depends on a volume increase and a break above resistance. For traders, holding above support could target $12.01, but a drop below $11.59 may test lower levels. Monitor for consolidation and be cautious with new positions until stronger momentum or volume appears.